Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Akello Dayan TV. It's good to
Welcome.
have you on board.
Yes,
So,
as always.
What are we talking about today?
We are going to talk about what to do when your spouse cheats on you.
I know this is a sensitive topic because
Sure is.
unfaithfulness is not an easy thing to deal with.
It is not.
And just right at the get-go, we just need to define what cheating is. Cheating is not just about having sexual intercourse with someone that's besides your spouse. Cheating can also be emotional. Emotional infidelity is when you find yourself confiding more, enjoying more the conversations with another person and not your spouse. Cheating can also be financial, where you are financially giving yourself to another person and yet denying your spouse. And then cheating can now lead, it starts off emotional and leads all the way to now having sexual activity with another person. And so we just had to put that there because sometimes you can find some people who are saying, oh, but it's not like I'm cheating, it's not like I'm sleeping with her, it's not like I'm sleeping with him, and yet you are breaking trust in other ways when it comes to your spouse.
It is actually the highest breach of trust. It really is.
Yes. Yes,
really is.
it really is the highest breach of trust because when it comes to unfaithfulness, you feel like your spouse has given the most special, intimate part of you to another.
Yes.
And do you think that you can easily put every single thing that you've worked on together into question?
It absolutely can. You think this person saw your spouse nakedness and they must, and before that they must have shared intimate conversations that sometimes you feel like those should have been for you. So this person has seen the nakedness of your spouse in every way, really.
Yes.
And that hurts.
Yes.
Because you feel that should have been a special thing just between the two of you.
Yeah, exactly. And so it kind of like it puts things into question that really, are we together anymore? Because it feels like you're slipping away to somebody else by sleeping with somebody else. And as you said, you know what? Infidelity is not just about having sexual intercourse. Now, the person who's cheated, because there are two people in this particular case. There's the one who's cheated and the one who's been cheated on.
Yes.
So the one who's done the cheating, now he or she, because both men and women can be guilty of unfaithfulness.
Of course.
So the man or the woman who's done the cheating, he or she needs to own up, not to justify why he or she cheated, not to blame the other person.
Actually, if you justify, it delays healing.
Yes.
It delays healing.
It does delay
doesn't it?
healing. It
Yeah.
does delay healing, and it makes the person who's been cheated on feel like, like really you're rubbishing my feelings. You just don't get it. You don't get what you've done to me.
Yeah.
You don't get how much you've hurt me. And so the one who's done the cheating should be able to just apologize, should be able to just say, you know what, I am sorry. No justification. No going about you caused this, you've been coming home late, or you do this, or you talk badly at me, or blah blah blah, or you're not great in bed, or this kind of stuff.
No blaming.
No blaming. Take responsibility. You know what? I'm sorry, honey.
Yeah, be accountable for your own decisions.
Yes. Be very, very accountable. And
Yes.
what do you think about the both of them? Is it like
I think both of them should decide after that. Do we stay and work on this marriage, or do we call it quits?
Yeah.
Because it really does hurt, and a lot goes into cheating.
Yes.
So, really,
Yes.
the two of you should sit down and just have that discussion.
Exactly.
Because if we really want to move forward, then, there's certain steps we have to make. And if not, if maybe the other person is in love with the one they cheated with, then what is the point of them staying with you?
Exactly. Because that's crucial. You two deciding which path you're going to take. Because yes, unfaithfulness is enough grounds for you to end your marriage. It's enough grounds. But then also, unfaithfulness should not mean the death of your marriage. So you two have to decide.
Definitely.
Are we going to work at this thing, or are we not? Both the one who's cheated, who's now committing to change, and also the one who's been cheated on, who's also hurting to decide, you know what, are you staying or going? Either you're 100% in or you're 100%
out. Yeah, there can be 50-50.
Yes.
And the best question to ask is, what can I do to make this better?
Yes.
What can I do to help you heal faster?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What can we do together to make sure that this does not happen again?
Yes. Yes, exactly. So the one who's cheated should actually be ready for questions. Or you will get a lot of questions.
You'll get a lot of questions. Who's she, he?
Yes.
Where, when, what time? Where did you even get the time, first and foremost?
Yes.
You know, has this entire marriage been a lie? Do you love me at all? You know, what did you see in her or him that you couldn't see in me?
Yes.
A lot of questions.
You will get a lot of
bombarded.
questions, bombarded by a lot of questions. You're going to
sometimes some nonsensical questions like, was she good in bed?
Was she great in bed?
You know, better than me?
Yes.
I don't know. It just could be the pain talking, not necessarily that they need to know the answer. But
yeah. And so respect these questions that are coming from the one that you've cheated on, you know?
Yes.
Respect and expect these questions. They're going to, because the person who you've cheated on is wanting closure. How did things get to this place? What happened? Like, really, tell me, help me understand. And so you might be told some very hurtful things if you're the one who's been cheated on. Be prepared to hear these things.
Yeah, be prepared for some tough conversations.
Yeah. You know, you could be told like, yes, it was our next door neighbor. Yes, it was, your friend from back in the, yes, be prepared. And if you're the one who's been cheated on, when you ask these tough questions, be prepared for some
what
tough
you
answers,
might hear.
You know? Yeah. Because you need to calm down. Keep your emotions. I know it's hard.
Keep your emotions in
keep
check.
Your emotions in check. Because otherwise, when things get so tense, then you will not get the truth that you want that's going to help when it comes to healing.
No.
So calm down. Just be like, you know what, let's have a proper conversation.
Absolutely. It's really hard. And if you must do it in stages, do it in stages. Just say, you know what, I need a break from this conversation. We can continue it at a time when I'm a lot more calm and I can receive what you're saying.
Yeah. And the one who's done the cheating, when you start seeing your spouse crying, your spouse breaking down, be sensitive.
Yes.
Be sensitive to those tears. Be sensitive. Don't be like, why are you not getting over this thing? You know,
why are you still crying about
this thing? You know, like, really, you're being too petty now. You know, like, we're just dilly-dallying on this issue. Respect that. You know, respect that this thing is very hurtful.
Very hard.
It's
deeply
very
hurtful.
hurtful.
For most people, it's deeply hurtful.
Yes. And also expect that there might not be any sexual activity between the both of you for a while.
Yeah, they might not want you touching them after you've been with somebody else.
Exactly.
They might request for a HIV test. And I know some people, they don't like that. Like, so now no, you must be receptive to it. You know, because you've breached trust.
Exactly.
You know, this person has kept themselves for you, but you've gone out there and they don't know who you slept with and who that person is sleeping with.
Exactly.
Or if this is their pattern, do they just sleep around? Or yeah. So if they request for a HIV test, be prepared to go for one.
Be prepared, because remember, right now this is the time for you to be as open and as transparent as possible.
Yeah.
You're trying to win back trust.
Yes.
So
that is if you want to work.
If you want to work on the marriage, as you said, you have to decide: are you working on this marriage or not? So anything that you can do to build back trust, go ahead and build it. Anything that your spouse tells you. This is going to make me believe you better. This is going to give me a more peaceful night of sleep. This is going. Listen to your spouse, and as you said, prepare that there may be no sexual activity between you two for some time, because that person is thinking, I don't want this body that somebody else has been enjoying.
That's right.
You know what? It's not that they don't love you anymore. It's just that they are hurting. They are hurting, and respect that heart. And we advise that it's best to first build emotional intimacy then you build now to physical intimacy, then sexual intimacy.
Yes.
Don't use sex to cover up
To cover
the
yeah.
issues.
Yeah.
You know, that just because you've done some hanky-panky as a couple, you're like, issue
Oh,
sorted.
yeah, issue sorted. No,
No,
it's
no,
not.
no.
It's not.
You have to deal with the matter. And you actually
Take
mentioned
the bull by the horns.
exactly. And there's something that you mentioned, Annie, and then it just reminded me also, like, you know what, the one who's been cheated on, be careful that you also don't go like, I'm gonna revenge on you.
Yes. I'm going to revenge and cheat also. You know. Yeah, two wrongs don't make a right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you might be causing, a further rift.
Yes.
Then.
Yes. You end up complicating the issue even more.
Even more.
And remember this, just because your spouse has done something wrong doesn't mean that you also do it.
No.
Be a man, a woman with his or her own value system.
Yes, that's it.
You know what, honey, you might have cheated, but I won't.
I won't.
I won't. And remember, we actually asked you, are you working on this marriage or not? So if you're going to work on this marriage, why are you bringing in more complications that are going to hinder the working on of this marriage? Yeah, so check on that. And sometimes, honey, children also can get involved.
Yes. I would not advocate staying for the children. If you're staying, stay because you love that person, not because because of the children.
Yes.
Because the children are quite resilient, and children being in the mix of a toxic marriage could actually really alter how they view relationships as a whole, or even how they view marriage. And it could also affect how they conduct their own relationships further on. Because seeing mommy accepting cheating, for example, and then the girl grows up and thinks being cheated on is normal.
Yes.
And so they stay in this marriage with a serial philandra only because, I saw mommy taking it.
Exactly.
Or if it's the boy, watching the father cheat, or vice versa, he's learning it's okay to cheat. So we are churning a society, we're churning children, generation after generation, just doing the wrong things.
Exactly. And especially because this happens when cheating opens up the door for other misdoings, because when cheating happens, then there's hostility.
There's hostility in the home, and the children sense this.
Seeing these things, and then sometimes there's also some form of violence when you find that the one who's being cheated on is being held to account. Then they either slap, throw things, or shout. Becomes messy.
It's just a horrible environment for the children. And it does affect them. It does. We assume it doesn't.
Yes.
Or we like to white knuckle it and think it doesn't, but it really does. It affects the children very negatively.
It's true.
Yeah.
And we've actually also counseled couples who have children who ask them, Mom, why are you staying with Dad?
Yeah, why are you still? Yeah.
Like we love Dad, but really you two are not good together. Or Dad, why are you staying in this?
Yes.
Yes, you two are parents, mother and father. No one is taking that, out from you. But as a couple, what is the environment that you're putting in that home?
Yes.
What's the environment that you're putting in that home? Because as you've said, cheating, when it's not being addressed, it opens up the doors to so many other negative.
And children tend to self-blame. They don't really, they cannot process adult issues.
Yes.
So they tend to self-blame, and it could even lead them to depression and things like that, and
sometimes
low self-esteem,
even suicidal thoughts. Like these things are probably happening because of me, because, oh my goodness, maybe Mom is staying here because of me, maybe Dad, all this are happening because of me, or blah blah blah. So please shield your children from this toxicity. Shield your children when you're addressing matters of unfaithfulness. Make sure there's as little damage as possible.
Yes.
Try and address these things away from the children. Try and be civil and mature about it. If you two have decided to make this thing work, please make this thing work in a manner that's conducive for the children. If you two are going to separate, maybe you are like, I can't be with this man, this woman. If you two are going to split up, make sure you do it in a civil way so that now you two can co-parent in a mature way that the children are going to be nurtured. And you know what? If your spouse tells you, you know what, I need you to block the contact that you've been cheating with. You know, that person you've been calling and, you know what, meeting in a certain lodging or hotel or whatever.
By the way, I think you don't even need to be told.
Or you shouldn't wait to be told, right?
You shouldn't wait to be told.
You shouldn't wait to be told.
You know, you should come from you.
Yes.
You should want to block that person.
Exactly.
You know, you shouldn't have to, your spouse doesn't have to keep seeing chats with this person or meetups with this person.
Yes.
Anymore,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not going to aid the healing. It's not going to aid the healing of the marriage.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not. So don't entertain the person who's been a threat to your marriage.
Yeah.
Don't entertain that person.
No.
As
They
my
need to be cut off.
Yes, be cut off. You know what?
ASAP.
Decide. Is it marriage or is it this?
Or is it this other person?
This other person.
Yeah.
Or sometimes also these other people, because you know,
these people who are serial philanthropists.
Yeah. So decide. That's why at the very, very beginning we actually asked you, what is your decision? Is it to make this marriage work or not? And we just need to say this. Yes, you might have started that, you know, that infidelity, that affair through emotional connection, because sometimes actually, honey, do you feel like we need to be careful about the environment that we are putting up? You know, that environment that encourages faithfulness and makes faithfulness easy.
Absolutely. You know, whenever infidelity happens, we definitely need to do some introspection and just ask ourselves, what is it that I did that maybe contributed to this? You know, let's make it clear. There's no excuse for cheating.
No excuse.
No excuses whatsoever.
Yes.
But sometimes cheating, mostly cheating always starts from one person needing something from outside there.
Yes.
You know, whether it's some connection, whether it's talking, you find that someone is talking to you at the office, somebody is noticing your lovely outfit,
Imagine.
or somebody cares about your dreams.
And your spouse doesn't.
And your spouse doesn't. So that connection starts from there, and then it leads to other things, unfortunately. So I think it's worth doing some introspection and just asking yourself, what was my part in this dysfunction?
Exactly. And both of you can have this conversation.
Yeah.
You know, because the environment in your marriage is built by the both of you.
Yes.
You know, like, what are the areas where we need to improve as a couple? Is it spending more time together? Is it we need to connect more? And away from the title of husband and wife, you know, because you can have the title of husband and wife and be as lonely as nobody. You know, like, you're like, oh my goodness, I'm such a, you know, you start wondering like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm single in this marriage.
Yeah.
You know, so
Married but single,
you know. So address these things, you know, or talk about these things. What is it that we need to improve, to do better in our marriage, so that we don't have to go looking for it outside? And if something is missing in your marriage, the solution is not to go get it outside.
No, it's not without, it's
Bring
within.
Bring it in. If you want more sexual experience and all that kind of stuff, you know what, you tell your spouse, hey, you know, honey, I would love more of this. If you want more connection, if you want more time with your spouse, don't look for time. Communicate. Don't look for time with somebody else. Be like, you know what, honey, we need this more. And as you said, there is no excuse for cheating. It is this. Are you providing the right environment that will make it easy for your spouse to be faithful? Not only easy, but enjoyable. So that now faithfulness is not something that is something you tolerate. You're like, hey, man, I'm trying to be faithful to my spouse. Like, really? I'm feeling like doing stuff. No, it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, oh, man, I'm enjoying being faithful to my spouse. That's how it's supposed to be. So provide the environment that makes it easy to be faithful, and not only easy but enjoyable.
That's right.
What do you think is the role of a counselor in this situation?
Oh, definitely. If things are too much for you, if the two of you sit down and you're having no solutions, definitely bring in a third party.
Yes.
Bring in a counselor. Counselor will help you unpack all those emotions and just lead you to a path of healing.
Yes. Yes. And if you're the one who's done the cheating, when your spouse suggests, let's go see a counselor, don't be like, don't be so anti-it. No, don't be like that, because you are not helping to solve the issue. You're not helping, because if your spouse feels like, you need it, then go ahead and be like, let's go ahead and because sometimes the person who's done the offense is running away from accountability. Because a counselor will hold you to account.
Yes.
A counselor will hold you to account for your actions and your words and be like, So do not run away from accountability. Be like, honey, if you feel like us going through counseling is going to help us better, then let's go ahead and do this.
Yeah, do whatever it takes to heal the marriage. Do whatever it takes.
Yes. Do whatever it is that it takes. And, as you go through the whole counseling process, as you rebuild trust, as you do this, don't you feel, honey, that it is important to start making new memories and not to just stay there?
Absolutely. Once you have decided, okay, this is what we're going to do, we're going to work on the marriage, wipe the slate clean and start doing those actions that will start building and, having new memories. Go on dates, have some fun together with the children, take them to the park.
Yes.
Just make it a fun marriage again.
Yes. It may not be easy, but some things you have to force yourself. You know what? We are going to do this.
Yes.
You may not want to go out on a date with your spouse, but you know what? Honey, let's do this. This is for our marriage.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. And as you do these things, the more you do these things, the more activity you do together, that is outside of the whole cheating conversations, the better it is for you.
Yeah.
Go back and look.
And you can connect.
You can connect.
You can connect back.
Yes, you can connect. You can connect. Look back at the photos and videos of your wedding. Look back at those old school photos when you were younger.
Remind yourselves why you fell in love with each other in the first place.
Exactly. Don't just be like, you cheat. You can be like, you know what?
The conversation can be something else. It doesn't need to be cheating.
Exactly.
Really, or you're just not going to move forward.
Exactly. Because imagine you've been together for 17 years, 7 years, 7 months, whatever it may be. You've seen good moments of each other. There's a reason why you're together. So if you want to, you can be like, you know what? Let this fall not cancel all the other things that actually we enjoy together.
Yeah.
And this is easier when you have a person who is not a repeat offender.
Yes, definitely. You don't need somebody who's constantly doing the same mistake over and over.
Yes.
And if you're doing the same mistake over and over, it's time to actually have a conversation with yourself and just ask yourself whether you're being fair to your spouse. Because if really you don't want to be with them, don't be with them.
Exactly.
Don't be with them. But don't be with them and cheat on them with multiple people. What are they there for? What are you keeping her or him there for?
Exactly. So don't be a repeat offender. It's easy to forgive someone who actually changes.
Yes.
It's so easy to forgive somebody who shows remorse and who shows a change of behavior than to have someone who tells you, I'm sorry, and then 2 weeks later, Same thing. You start saying flirts, you start saying chats. You're really, really messing up the process of healing and the process of rebuilding this marriage. So do not be a repeat offender. If you're going to be sorry, be proper sorry. Be fully sorry. Let your spouse see a change of behavior. And
important. Change of behavior.
Change of behavior. And
a sorry has to be accompanied with a change of behavior.
Exactly.
Not just words and no action.
Exactly. And so for the person who has done the cheating, a lot of work is dependent on you. You have to do a lot of work. Man or woman, you have to do a lot of work of convincing your spouse, of winning back the trust. But this is also not to let the person who's been cheated on just like that. You also have some role to play. The one who's been cheated on, you also have some role to play. Your biggest role is to forgive.
Yes, you must forgive. And I have to say, there are times when you've been cheated on that your self-esteem has been so eroded that sometimes you're just happy that they're still home.
Yes.
Like, oh, he's still here. Oh, she's still here. That's good. And you don't confront the situation. You must.
Yes. Yes.
you must address
You
the
must
elephant
address
in the
that.
room.
Exactly. And as my wife,
Otherwise,
yeah.
it will just keep recurring.
Exactly, exactly. And as my wife was actually saying, you know what? The one who's been cheated on, it dents your self-esteem. You start to wonder, am I not sexy enough? Am I not wife
Am I not
enough?
good
Am I not
enough?
husband enough? And be careful that this thing doesn't mess up every single thing in your life. Remember you. Remember your dreams. Remember you're amazing. Remember you're beautiful if you're a lady.
Yes.
Remember you're handsome if you're a guy. Remember the things that give you fire. As you sort out issues in your marriage, please build yourself.
Yeah,
Make
don't
yourself
forget
grow.
you.
Don't forget you. Because when you shine, you make it easy to be attractive. But when you're just that man or woman who's
Yeah, you've
sulking,
just given up, you're sour.
even your spouse who's trying to make this marriage work, you're not inspiring the person, you're not encouraging the person. So yes, you may be hurting, but please know this: there's more to you than just this hurt. So find a way to heal. And even the person who's done the cheating, because the one who's doing the cheating also, this hurts you. This hurts you. Learn to forgive yourself, because maybe you're a father, you're a husband and a father, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, what have I done? I've put my marriage, my family into chaos. If you're a wife, you're thinking, oh my goodness, all these years that you've been working, like, what was I thinking? And so you're mad at yourself. Forgive yourself too. Forgive yourself.
Forgive yourself.
And we'll encourage you to even pray together. Pray together. Yes, you don't pray just in good times, you pray in the worst of times.
Yeah.
So hold each other's hands and be like, you know what, the one who's done the cheating on, be like, you know what, my Heavenly Father, help me. Help my spouse to forgive me. Help me to change my behavior. Teach me how to love my spouse better. Bring about healing in our marriage because of the mess that I've brought.
Yes. It's because it takes God.
Because it takes God.
Yeah.
What do you think the person who's been cheated on should pray? Honey.
The person who's been cheated on.
Yes.
Oh, you just pray that, Lord, just help me to forgive and help me to wipe this slate clean.
Yes.
And just for God to just help you navigate the entire situation. Because it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but it is possible.
It is possible.
It is possible.
Everything is possible.
Everything is possible. Especially when you two decide to make it work.
Are committed to make it work.
And when you two are committed to make it work, guess what? You can renew your vows. You can renew your vows. You can go back to be like, you know what? We were on a good run. We fell, but we can renew our vows and go back and even better than where we were before. You know what? Because the reason why we say this is there are many couples who have survived and even thrived post unfaithfulness.
Post-infidelity.
Post-infidelity. They have managed to make these things work. They have managed to be like, you know what? That fall will not cancel and mess up every single thing that we've built over the years. We are going to run this race together. Hold my hand, honey. We will do this. So if you choose to be that couple also that is going to not only survive but also thrive post-infidelity, you need to make up your mind. Are we doing this, honey?
Yes.
Remember the vision. Remember the goal. Where are we heading at?
Where are we heading at?
Where are we heading at? You know what?
Yeah.
Love is beautiful.
Love is beautiful. Marriage is beautiful.
Marriage is beautiful.
Marriage works.
It works. It has ups and downs. It may have some challenges here and there.
Yes.
But the thing is, you two, if you're committed to make it work, not even infidelity can mess it up.
That's right.
It's your choice. And what do we wish them, honey?
We wish you the best of love.
The best of love.
The best of love. We love you.
We love you.